Hey guys, welcome back to the Gel Press YouTube channel. My name is Keri Sallee. I'm on the creative artist team. So today I wanted to show you just these cool, funky little things that I found at the Dollar Tree. They are actually called rubbing plates. And so they have these cool textures. Some of them are flowers. And I also found these, I think it's like supposed to be like a Lego kind of thing. And the reason I wanted to do this video was to show you that it doesn't have to cost a lot. You don't have to buy all the specialty stuff. I mean, those are cool, those are fun, and those are worth it. But sometimes you just need to think outside the box and just find new and cool, inventive ways to add texture to your prints. So I wanted to track down some cool stuff at the dollar store and just see what we can make with it. So let's get started, and I'll see you on the other side. Hey everybody, and this is Keri. Like I said in our intro, we are going to be playing with some super fun just rubbing plates and actually stuff that I found at the Dollar Tree. If you couldn't see in my little intro, the rubbing plates actually come from their teaching tree line. So that's going to be the line where you find like their school supplies and that kind of stuff. And the other thing is from their Make It blocks. It's in with their toys. So let's get started and have some fun. So today I'm going to be playing with some DecoArt Media Fluid Acrylics. They are definitely thinner than what your typical craft acrylics would be. And honestly, I picked them just because, well, I hadn't played with them in a while and I thought it would be fun. And also because the depth on some of these plates is pretty small. So I just wanted to make sure that I had a thin enough medium that I could get some good impressions from. So that's really the only reason I picked these. So you can actually obviously play with any kind of acrylic paint that you want. We're also going to be using some archival ink for one of our processes. So let's get started and have some fun. So we're going to start with just something super simple. This is the 8x10 plate. You can kind of see that mine's a little discolored. It doesn't affect the final product, but it's just because I've used alcohol ink on it, and it kind of gives it that little bit of a yellow tinge, but it's not going to affect anything that I do. So we're just going to add some of this color is primary magenta, a fancy word for dark pink, I guess, I'm not sure. And just for fun, because I have it and I haven't really used it yet, these are the little baby brayers that are co-branded with Ranger, and I just thought they're cute, and they're purple and they're little, and you know, who doesn't like cute little purple things? So we're just going to gently give it a nice even coat all the way across. And in case you're new to gel printing, here's a good suggestion. Always have like a little scrap of paper over here on the side to clean your brayer off in between. It kind of just makes it easier and you're less likely to make mud when you're going from color to color. And so now I'm just going to take my little fake Lego base, and I almost dropped, and we're just gonna press it down, lift it up. I'm not gonna worry about trying to line up all of the little guys because that seems like a lot of work. If you start pressing it and you see you're not getting as much of an indentation, just take a baby wipe and clean some of your paint off a little bit, and see, you get a much crispier image. We're just gonna clean that off a little bit. And then since I'm just playing, I always tend to just play whenever I'm just trying out new techniques with just plain copy paper. I end up using them sometimes in projects and sometimes not. But I don't feel bad if I make a print that I don't love because it's just cheap copy paper. It's like, I don't know, I can't see it from here, but it's like the Walmart cheap stuff. So it's still usable in your journals and all that kind of stuff. So why not? And then, like I said, if you make one you don't like, then you're not so sad that you wasted some really expensive paper. So we're gonna peel that back. Oh, look how fun that is, guys. And it's from a Lego thing, come on. So you can see where I didn't kind of give it a nice little wipey, but you get some nice little distressed looks around. And what's great, so I have two options here. I can leave that down and pull it up with my next print, or I can do what's called the ghost print. If you're not familiar with the ghost print, That just means you take another piece of paper and you use it to kind of just lift any last little tidbits and yummy bits that are on there. And we're just going to do that just for fun, see what happens. And this is what happens. Sometimes it's dry and you can't get anything, and that's okay. So we're going to save that piece of paper. So what's going to be cool about this next print is what I do next is then going to not only pick up the paint that I put down now, but it's also going to add that layer of pink onto it as well. All right, so what did I want to do next? Okay, so you can't really see, but I'll kind of bring it over here. I've got my little paint palette, little guy going on here, because what I'm going to do this time is we're going to play with using the same technique, only we're going to use 2 colors. So I'm going to take some of my cobalt teal and just give it a nice little sploop. I don't know, what's the correct word for that? A dollop. And then I'm going to take some of this, I have no idea how to say this, y'all. So, quinacridone, anyway, this color. And I'm going to add it to my palette. And I'll show you why here in just a second. So we're going to take our little brayer, our baby brayer, he's adorable. And we're just going to brayer our paint gently and get a nice even coat all over. You can see I've got craft paper. I've got actually my entire desk covered in craft paper because I have a big roll of it, and it's just easy to clean out instead of my desk getting all junky. But so you guys could see things easier, I put a piece of white paper underneath my plate. All right, gonna clean my brayer off, and I'm gonna grab my little guy here, and I'm gonna take my brayer and take it over here off camera onto my little palette, and I'm gonna just gather some of that purple paint onto my brayer, and just, doesn't have to be fancy, doesn't have to be perfect. We're just wanting to get some of that paint onto all of those little guys. Always make sure that your brayer is facing up. That's why it has these kind of little kickstands. So never want to put it down because it'll stick to your paper. So on the little kickstands, and we're just going to take it and we're going to kind of stamp it in. And I'm going to go back and get some more paint. Paint, and just lightly, sorry, I just realized I was off camera doing that. Haha, my bad. Just lightly do that, and we're gonna, again, I'm not really gonna care about lining anything up because I'm trying to make something just funky and abstract-y, and might as well add to that little corner so he doesn't feel left out. All right, so again, just gonna wipe this down real quick just so it doesn't get yucky. And we're gonna take our paper. So what's great about this is we're not only going to get that pink or the purple and the blue that we put down, the purple and the teal, we should pull up the remnants of that pink that was left on there as well. And I am all about getting the most bang for my buck. So when I saw these at the Dollar Tree, I was like, well, those are fun. Those would be cool to gel press with. And they're super cheap. Like this little guy was $1. And the rubbing plates that I have were 3 for $1. So I got 5 textures for $3. All right, so we're gonna, you can already see it's peeled up my pink. Yay! Look how fun that is. So we've got our little pink leave-ins, we've got our purple dots, we've got our blue background. And again, super easy and super inexpensive. All right, so let's move on to another fun one. I'm going to clean my brayer off. And since I am transitioning to a substantially different color, I am going to just wipe it down just to make sure, because I'm going to move to a yellow here in a second. And I just want to make sure that my yellow is kind of not, for lack of a better word, isn't tainted with that bright purple I just used. So we're going to switch to some just primary yellow, and I'm going to use my little palette right over here again, because this time we are going to use the sunflower. So he looks like this. I guess you could feasibly do the back side, but then you would kind of end up with a big square, which is still doable. So that might be fun to try one day. But we're going to use the actual raised side of it, and I'm going to scoop my plate up just for a little bit so you can kind of see what I'm doing. So this is our rubbing plate. You can see it's a pretty little sunflower, and I'm just going to take my brayer over off camera and get up some of that pretty yellow paint. And we're just going to brayer it right over. We don't want to be too aggressive with it because you want it to just really stay on those high points. You don't want it to kind of dig into all of those nooks and crannies, because you're going to get kind of more of a sunflower image and less of just like a big swirly blob. And I'm getting it. It's okay if it goes over there. It's fine. All right, we're just going to do that. Yay. Clean it off a little bit. Hit it on the kickstand, and we're going to pull our plate back over. And I'm just going to take it and press it in the middle. And what's super great about this is the way that the gel press plates are made. It adds just a little bit of suction to something that's plastic. So when I go to kind of tap it down, I'm not going to get the slides. And that helps too, because I didn't put a ton of extra paint on it. So it just kind of, is that a technical term? It kind of suctions it down just a little bit. Give it a nice little pat, and then we're just going to lift it up, and you're going to see we have a pretty little sunshine. Now that in and of itself would be just a really pretty print. I am going to clean while I'm talking and just clean my my little plate here just a little bit. So this would be super pretty by itself on just a piece of white paper, but we're going to have some fun, and we're going to actually add a contrasting color. So what we want to do is just make sure that it is mostly dry. It doesn't have to be all the way dry. We just want to make sure that when we roll on this contrasting color, that it's not going to lift it up so much that we just get a yellow and blue make green big blob. So we're just going to dry that just a smidge. Yay, that'll do. And we're going to use our beautiful cobalt teal again. And again, just add a few little drops. Here we go. See, that looks pretty just like it is. Abstract flower, I guess. I don't know. And we're going to brayer that right over and get a nice little even coat. As fun as this cute as this little brayer is, next time I think I'll use my bigger one because it'll get done faster. Just saying, it'll get done faster. And my brayer is being weird. I might have to switch to a different one. All right, I'll switch to a different one here in a minute on the next one. All right, and then we're going to take our paper and we're just going to lay that down right there. Give it a nice little rubby. And you probably don't have to rubby it this long, but you know, doing a video, I'm gonna make sure I'm doing it right. And then we're just gonna peel from the corner like always. Look how pretty. And you can see a little bit of that pink, or the blue mixed with some of the wet yellow, and it made for just little bits of green here and there in the background. Love it. Here's one I did earlier when my brayer wasn't being a pain. But here's this one. You can see a little bit better how crispy of an image I got when I was able to do that blue completely. But look, I mean, that's gorgeous. So you could cut that out. You could leave it like that. You could just frame it with or put a pretty quote and you're good to go. All right, one more super fun thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna use, so this was the other set I got. So I don't think I showed you all of them. So let me show you those real quick. So these are the one set of rubbing plates I got. It is not that one. The red ones are a kind of rose peony kind of flower, I guess. I don't know what you call that. The sunflower that we used. And then this kind of graphic, hopefully you can see that. Yeah, you can see that pretty good. So that was the one set. And again, $3 for 3, so why not? The other set was more kind of textures, and it's cool because it's more two-sided. So we've got bricks, so you've got the bricks, and then you just got the brick outline. The other one is scales. So we've got the mermaid scallops. I call them mermaid scallops, but they're probably just fish scales. I don't know. But you know, mermaids. And then this one is kind of a wavy thing going on. So I did the wavy thing when I was practicing, but I think I'm gonna do the mermaids this time. So we're gonna just take some StazOn, not StazOn, you could use StazOn, but this is archival ink from Ranger. It is my go-to ink for anything having to do with this kind of thing or any kind of journaling. And I'm not gonna be super picky. I'm just placing it down in there, getting some on there, and just sticking it down. We're not gonna be fancy. We're not gonna be precise. We're even gonna just take if there's any left. Perfect. And that's what's super fun about doing something like this. It's not about being fancy, just about getting some little scales everywhere. Need a little bit of scale right there. Boom, done. So you can see he traveled with me while I was doing that. So we've got our fish / mermaidy scales, whatever we want to call them. I am going to hop up just a second and reach over my desk because I am going to add just a little bit of, I want to add some shimmer to this one. So we're still going to use our 2 blues. We're going to use our cobalt and our aquamarine blue, but just for funsies, I'm going to add just a little bit of the silver shine, excuse me, shimmering silver from the Dazzling Metallics line. All right, so I want this to just be an accent, so I'm going to put very little of this darker color. Then sorry, I was fixing my brayer. All right, and then we're gonna add this blue teal color, and we're gonna add just a couple drops. I'm gonna shake this silver up really good. Just enough that we're gonna get some shimmer, hopefully. I didn't practice this, so, you know, let us find out, shall we? Okay, and we're just gonna take this, and again with our brayer, just give it a nice coat. I am going to go this way too a little bit just to add some different, if I kept going that way it would be fine, but it would just add some just different textures to my background if I add just a few swipes going the other way. And of course always cleaning my brayer off over here and setting it up on the kickstand. And just some white paper. Let's have fun and spoop. Press it down, give it a nice little rubby-dubby-dub. And let's see what we did. Hopefully it turned out good because it's different from the one I practiced with. Yes. Y'all. Come on. That's awesome. And it's got a little bit of that yellow and from earlier, so it adds just a little bit more texture, but look how great that is. You can see it's got a little bit of that silver, a little bit of the blues, total water worthy paper done right there, super fast. So that is what we played with today. So I just really wanted to show you guys, like I said in the intro, that textures don't have to be intimidating. Textures don't have to be expensive. I know it can be really easy to look at other people's stashes or look on Pinterest or any of those kind of places and see all the cool things that are out there and just feel like you can't create because it can get so expensive. But buy yourself a good gel press plate like this one. This is the 8x10, and find ways to find texture wherever you happen to be. So that is the end for today. I will put the supplies I used down in the comments, or it's the comments, description, that's the word I meant to say. So I will see you guys next time, and keep being awesome until then. Bye guys.